Hey guys, what's up? So this week was a big one. We had the safety test this week, which is definitely the kind of culminating event of field artillery bullock, because if you don't pass with at least an 80%, then you have to recycle and you have to start all over. And you know, that's another 5 or 6 months here in Lawton, Oklahoma, and nobody really wants to do that. But anyway, the week began relatively light. We had 2 days of classes that, you know, not fire sport or gunnery, just kind of classes on stuff you should know. One of them was on property accountability, and that included a test at the end of the class. But the test really wasn't hard. Nobody failed that I know of, and I know several people got 100%. So it's really not that hard if you pay a decent amount of attention and you know how to press Control F. But the week started off so light because of the safety test, of course. The safety test is you have 4 hours to take the test, then you have lunch for an hour, and then you have 2 hours. You get back, and they give you your test back with the grade, and you have 2 hours to fix your mistakes and get up to at least an 80. If you know what you're doing, it's really not that bad, especially with the whole coming back after lunch kind of thing, because a big thing for gunnery and safety is that it's very easy to be off by very little, but it's still wrong. Like, you know, there's no partial credit. Either you're right or you're wrong. So when you get it back after lunch, it's pretty easy to be like, oh, okay, yeah, here's the silly little mistake, boom, fixed it, no big deal. Me personally, I had a 77.5% coming back after lunch, and I fixed it within 10 or 15 minutes up to 100%, and I was able to leave. So, like I said, if you know what you're doing, it's really not that bad, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna be rough, because even if you get it back, you're not gonna know what you did wrong or what mistakes you make. If you get a whole safety tee wrong, it's pretty bad because there's so many different things that you could have done wrong, and it doesn't really narrow it down for you. Where if you get a couple of things on it wrong, then you can pretty easily pinpoint, you know, what the problem was, and you can troubleshoot it. That being said, I actually didn't know that the grade you get after lunch is so if you don't pass with an 80 before lunch, then you get an 80 on the test. If you get up to an 80 and you don't have to recycle, you get an 80 on the test. But if you get like a 90 before lunch, then you get a 90 on the test. I was under the impression that, you know, if you correct up to 100, you get 100. So I turned in my test a little early before lunch, but I learned that, I guess, the hard way. But I mean, whatever, not the end of the world, but just something you should probably know. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a safety test video like I have been doing for, you know, CAD, Mod 1, Mod 2, which I'll release soon, and all that stuff to help you kind of prepare and know what to expect better, and hopefully calm your nerves a little. After the safety test, we had light lanes, which is why I'm a little sunburnt. It was 2 days, well, it's 2 days and 2 nights in the field, and for us it was our first overnight thing in the field for all of FA BOLC so far, you know, for the past 5 months or whatever. And honestly, I thought it was pretty fun. So for light lanes, you spend 1 day on the gun line / FDC delivering fires, and you spend 1 day as the either infantry or observers or whatever calling in fire. So you get both sides of the spectrum. You get some gunnery, you get some fire support, and you kind of see even better how they fit together. And ours actually got cut short a little because there was really high winds on the second day, so we couldn't shoot certain type of munitions. So we ended up only doing 2 days and 1 night, but usually it's 2 days and 2 nights. It wasn't bad at all. You know, a lot of people weren't really looking forward to it because they don't really like the field, which you know, I'm kind of confused why you do combat arms if you don't really like the field. But regardless, it was not bad at all. It was pretty nice. I thought it was fun, and it's way better than going to the field in ROTC and stuff, where they're babying you around and all up in your stuff. It's much more relaxed. You know, you're an officer now. They trust you more, and they're not all up in your business about everything, if you know what I mean. So this upcoming week is our last real week here at BOLC, because then it's out processing and then Red Leg War, which is 4 or 5 days in the field, which should be pretty cool. But yeah, so this upcoming week is really busy. Of course, the last real week, they have to make it, you know, as packed as possible. So it's gonna be really busy and everything, but after that, really done. And really important thing that's this week is the JFO test, which if you fail, you get a retake. But if you fail twice, then you have to recycle for like a month of BOLC. Not the whole thing, but like a month of it, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something. I'm not really sure because I don't plan on failing it. And it's the same as the safety test in that you have to get an 80% to pass. But from what I've heard, it's really not that bad. Not much less people fail it than the safety test. Speaking of, we only had 4 people fail the safety test out of over 100. So our class did pretty well. And the people who failed like we're very close to passing. But yeah, that's what happened this week. That's what's coming up next week. Let me know if these videos are helping and everything. If you enjoy them, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, whatever. And yeah, so that's all I've got for today, guys. Until next time, keep killing it.